So, Olivia, like when you بلشت بالسباحة, when you started swimming, what were like the first steps towards getting in the water? Like when did you start feeling like you wanted to do it?
So I think my parents definitely were the ones to push me into it. They were like they wanted to get me and my older sister into it just for like safety. So yeah, we did that, and then I think just seeing my older sister and like how far she got with the sport, I think it also just really inspired me to keep going with it because she went to the Youth Olympics and she represented Palestine, which was really cool. So I think yeah, she also really like she was like an icon to me. So yeah.
It makes me so happy, like, because for me, like covering swimming, I've always tried to cover people who don't get covered.
Yeah.
I've always tried to like highlight people who like when the World Championships were happening, I made like a
Yeah.
whole set of posts about around like swims that people missed, like people who got like 40th or 50th, who broke
Yeah.
a national record by like 10 seconds, or one that stood for like 10 years.
Yeah, you did that for one of my friends. I think you, Duana. Do you know Duana? She was doing the 100
Yes.
breast.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
saw that. I was like, that's
she went
really
like
cool.
112, something like that. I don't
Yeah, I
remember
think
what
like
she
a
went.
100. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
when I saw that, I
especially
was
like or go ahead, sorry.
yeah, well, because when I saw that, I was like, it's really cool that he's actually like showing people that other people come to like these meets other than just like the US and Australia.
Exactly, because like people, like I've heard this rhetoric of like, oh, why are we even letting these countries in? Like,
Yeah.
a good example is like in 2012, Ruta Miliutite, when she won gold in the 100 breaststroke, she swam out of an
Yeah.
unseeded heat. She was in like the second
Oh
heat,
my
and
God,
she was
really?
seeded like 35th or 40th.
Oh my God, what
Yeah,
the hell?
and I'm like, I mean, not obviously not everyone's gonna be like that, but like
Yeah, that's
you
really impressive.
you get more swimmers in, you get more development for these athletes, and it ends up
Yeah,
being like a net positive because you just end up the sport gets faster and it gets more diverse and more interesting. But I always have a
100%.
soft spot for seeing Palestinian athletes because, like,
Oh,
I
nice.
mean, like,
I wonder why.
I know, I wonder why it's well, there
Who
it is. It's
knows?
over there. It's over there. It's blurred
No,
out, but
yeah, it's
um.
there.
So tell me, like, what does it mean for you? Because your name is attached to like I think I tried to count it, but it was like almost like a dozen different national records. What does it mean
Yeah,
for you to be able to like put your name down next to the Palestinian flag and say national record holder?
yeah. Well, I think I'm always proud to represent Palestine. Like everywhere I go, I'm like the first thing I say is "أنا فلسطينية." I swim for Palestine. First thing I say when I meet new people. And so just being able to be like, yeah, I also have national records, like to my name, I think is really cool. But more so, like more than just having national records, I think just being able to raise the flag at every one of those meets is so important. Being able to represent like our culture, our people, like just bring a voice to the people who don't have a voice. I
It
think, yeah, that's
it
important.
honestly like I know how lucky I am to live in the U.S. and have all these opportunities, but like
Me too, 100%.
it still fills me with so much joy. Like just seeing the flag in like a heat
Yeah.
list, I get so excited. Like I think when I was watching like the Olympics this summer, I like was so angry when NBC cut to an ad, and I like yelled annoyingly loud enough that it woke up my parents at like 3 in the morning
Oh
because
my
they cut to
God.
an ad right before Yezin swam, and I'm like, why?
Oh my God, did they actually? Because I
Well,
saw this swim in Australia.
they cut to NBC loves to cut to ads when there's not an American swimmer. It's so I've posted about it so much and it annoys me so much. But I posted about it so much to the point that NBC copyrighted one of my Instagram videos. So here's okay. Here's the conspiracy theory that I have.
Yeah.
we're getting this is a running trend with my interviews. We get off
Yeah.
track so quickly.
I want to
Um,
know. I'm interested.
exactly.
Literally.
But I was posting a lot about Palestinian athletes during the Olympics, and like anytime one would be up, I'd post like a picture of them, and I'd like tag them in like the picture of their race. Um, and like on one of the days that I posted about like Valerie Tarazi's swim,
Yeah.
um, I also posted a video with like highlights of my time at Olympic trials
Yeah.
and how I'd like posted videos like of interviews that I did and I like
Yeah.
edited the clips together, combined with videos of me walking around Indianapolis, and it got copyright claimed by NBC for using their footage, and I'm like, it was all pictures I took with my phone.
You're like, it's literally right here.
So I'm like, is that really why you copyright claimed the video? Like,
They just love to censor
oh
Palestinians,
my,
and I think,
literally. For like
like, I
2 months
genuinely think
after I
that
posted that, I steadily lost followers. And any videos that I would post were like just flopping.
NBC, come on, man,
Literally.
do
I'm
better.
like, oh my god, I have put I've it makes me so angry whenever like the concept of like NBC swimming comes up because
Yeah.
they skip to ads in like the middle of like the 1500, and I'm like, why? Let me watch what I like. At the very least, if you're gonna skip to an ad, just like minimize it and put it in the corner. Let me sit there and like zoom in on it and watch it like that.
Please just let me watch this.
Yeah, just let me watch my swimming.
Is there
I,
anywhere else you could watch it, or is it
oh, I've
just
started
NBC?
using a VPN.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've started using a VPN. I watched the Canadian live stream for these World Championships because NBC wasn't airing prelims.
Oh my
They
God.
they weren't airing prelims.
Finals?
They were just showing finals. And I'm like Gretchen Walsh broke a world record in prelims. Like, come on.
Like, let
No,
me see that, please.
it makes me so angry because it doesn't do anything but just ruin opportunities for people to see the sport. Like,
Yeah.
it can't cost that much to just put a camera in front of the pool and just have someone move it side to side.
You're
Like, you
really
know,
mad at them.
oh yeah, it's been going on. It's an ongoing feud it's a one-sided ongoing feud. The funniest part of the whole thing is I consistently spoke about the quality of the commentating, and I said that it sucked and that Rowdy Gaines was not a good commentator. And then I met him.
I was gonna say, I'm like, that would be really awkward if you ever actually met him.
Well, I met him, and like he was just the nicest person ever. Like, he's so nice, and I immediately felt bad. But he's
You
just
mentioned it
like
to him?
he. Oh, I didn't tell him any of the stuff I've said
Okay, good.
because nothing that I've said has been like, "Oh, Rowdy Gaines personally sucks." Just saying, like the commentary isn't very good. Um,
Fair.
but like he was so nice, and I felt so bad immediately. It was so funny.
I feel like I'm done with this actually.
Yeah, you're like, I'm sorry.
Actually.
So you've been to 5 world championships now. If my extensive research of looking at your Instagram bio is correct.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I actually did see that question. I was like, oh, I forgot to update my Instagram bio, and I went and I updated
oh, is
it.
it 6 now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
6. We gotta get it right. So, really, like your favorite memory across all of these meets, because so 6 world championships. That would mean your first one was 2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I was like 15, 16. Yeah. I think that was actually my favorite one. It was like the best memory because I
it was
remember.
also in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, yeah. So my dad actually lives in Dubai.
Oh, my
So
brother
I
lived in Dubai for like a year.
really where? Where did he live?
He worked. I don't know the company he worked for. Oh my god, you know, I don't know. We went and visited him. He was living there up until like October of last year.
Yeah.
We went and visited
Okay.
him in like early April. Yeah, first 2 weeks of April, we went and visited him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, so my dad lived there. And so he came to watch because it was like like an hour drive. So I got to swim like a 50 free, and I remember being like swimming that 50 free, and I finally broke the national record. And keep in mind, I have been trying to break that specific national record for probably 3 years before that meet. And I'm like, why is this not working? And it finally worked. And I just remember like leaving the pool, and I like called my mom, and I was like sobbing on the phone. And then 2 minutes later, like went up to the stand, hugged my dad, and it was just like I was like, yep, this is the best feeling.
It's like I think people like I wish people paid more attention to like countries that are not making the medal stand,
Yeah.
but like that are still doing these great things. Like
Yeah. Like we're all
Uh,
trying our best. We're
yeah,
all putting like we're trying to put our best foot forward. We're trying to represent our country in the best possible way. And so I think this is really great what you're doing and just like highlighting
thank
athletes
you.
that don't necessarily have like the biggest platform.
I mean,
So
it's
yeah.
like the way that I see it too is like I swam for a community college, which in terms of like the U.S. college system is on like
Yeah.
the bottom of the totem pole. Like it goes like
Yeah.
Division 1, like the Olympians and the really fast people, like Division 2, Division 3, NAIA, which don't even ask me what that stands for. I don't know. And then community college swimming. Like
Yeah.
barely anybody notices it. So I think it came from like I loved my college swimming experience. Like I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, what was supposed to be 2 years ended up being 4. So I got double the amount of time as I normally would, and now next week I'm
Oh.
going back to start coaching for them. So it's like I know, right? I'm not getting paid; it's volunteering, but it's still like I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I think part of the reason why it's been so important for me to highlight all of these athletes and all the people who don't typically get mentioned is because like I swam for a college team that was
Yeah.
we were never gonna be mentioned on like Swimming World magazine or Swim Swam or any or like on any like actual like national or international news. But like the people competing there were just as hardworking as any of the Olympians or World Championship swimmers that I've talked to.
Yeah. It's like we all wake up at 5 a.m. and we all like
Yeah.
go to practice, all give our best. So I think yeah, it's important to definitely do that.
Oh, 100%. And I love that people, when they saw those posts, were very receptive to it. Like, I got a lot
Yeah.
of DMs from people being like, oh, I love that you're doing this. Like, it's exciting and it
Yeah.
showcases these swimmers. Like, the Guam Sports Network. Like,
What's that?
when I tagged one of their swimmers, they reposted it and started following me. It was,
Oh, there you
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Like, all of these athletes who, like, had never been mentioned by, like, again, Swimming World Magazine. Not that Swimming World Magazine and Swim Swam aren't doing great things. Swimming World Magazine's also hiring me for an internship right now, so I love you guys. That was not a um, but like a lot of these athletes got really excited and like thanked me for posting about them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's important. Like they're doing just as cool stuff as the people who are breaking these world records.
Yeah. I
There was someone who I think I'm blanking on the name, but I think he was from Croatia or Puerto Rico. They have very similar flags.
yeah.
They're both like red, white, and blue in like some sort of like triangle shape. Um, but he like came within 3/100ths of a second of a national record that was done like 30 years ago.
Oh my God,
And I'm
wow.
like, so no one's gotten anywhere near that record for 3 decades, and now he's like on the cusp of breaking it. Like these are the kinds of things that I want people to know
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, that's really, oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean, because like no one's gonna see that time in a
Oh,
prelim swim and be like, oh, that's the Croatian national record from
yeah.
1995.
Yeah, literally. 19, how?
I don't exactly know what. 30
Yeah,
odd years. I don't know the exact year. I'm just
like it's been a
so
while.
yeah. It's been a while. So you kind of already touched on this swim, but I'm wondering if there's a race, probably besides that 50 freestyle, because I'm sure that's a good example of this. But a race that like was the moment you knew like I can be an international swimmer. Like I can swim at world championships, or I can make it a goal of swimming like at the Olympics, or just be able to race against like some of the best in the world.
Yeah. I don't really think it was a specific race. Like, I think it was more so just like a meet, which was, I'm gonna say it was like Germany in 2017, and it was like just like a club meet, but they had taken us from like Jordan to Germany to compete. And I think I swam at that meet when I was like 12 and I got one gold and two bronze medals. And I think after that I was just like, this is exactly what I want to do. Like I want to keep winning. I want to keep competing against like the world's best. Like I think that's just it's also really good to just like put yourself against like the world's best and see where you're at and see how you can like try and make it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like when I was a kid, like I was like I want to swim at Olympic trials, like I want to do this, this, and this, and
Yeah.
then I think when COVID hit, the goals kind of pivoted into like this podcast ended up being like my outlet for like
Yeah.
just being a massive swim nerd.
Yeah.
Because like I
I think
started this in.
low-key. No,
Go
keep
ahead.
going, keep going.
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I just feel like Loki, everyone who like swims has to be a massive swim
Yeah,
nerd. Like we're all
yeah.
just like so invested in the sport.
When somebody tells me they're like, "Oh, I don't really follow like college swimming or I don't really follow Olympic swimming," I'm like, "Then what are you doing?"
Literally, what are you doing with your
Like,
life?
no, I like even before like the podcast got into full swing like in 2022 ish. Like I'd done it
Yeah,
two interviews before then, but like it really started going in 2022.
yeah,
But like before that, I'd been like obsessively following swimming since like
yeah.
2015.
Oh my God. For a couple
Like,
of years now.
yeah. Like meu boy Ija Albert in like 2016, and I'd just done like one of my first shifts lifeguarding at our like Albert que j'aime, and I was like passed out on the couch in my uniform while the Olympics was going on. Like I remember I came home and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go get changed during one of the ad breaks, and I just ended up asleep on the couch when they came home at like 1 in the morning. It was so funny.
Yeah, oh my God.
So now you're so I like I tried to do I do some okay, what's the best way I can say this? I do research about the people who I interview. Like I look
Yeah,
them up. I try to find like interesting stuff to ask them about, and just like the goal is to highlight more than just the swimmer.
yeah,
So you're if assuming I found the right LinkedIn profile, you're a student at Queensland University of Technology right now, right?
yeah, yeah, I am.
So what are you majoring in? Like what are you hoping to do? I don't know if majors are the way things work in Australia.
Well,
Like
I think it's a bit different to what you guys do because I literally just started last year and I'm doing business and law. So like a double degree.
yeah,
But I think for you guys it's like you have to do like 4 years before you can do law, I think. I'm assuming.
it's I think
That's what I heard.
so. I think you can for us it's like you can major in something like political science, but
Yeah.
there's like designated like law schools that you have to go
Yeah,
to
okay.
like be a lawyer. So I think one of the requirements for those schools is to have a bachelor's degree. So I think
Yeah,
you need
okay.
to go to like 4 years at a university,
Yeah.
and then you take the LSAT, and you can go to.
Yeah, well, for me it's like a bachelor of law and a bachelor of business, which
So
is
like,
yeah.
what do you hope to do like after you've graduated?
Well, definitely I'm gonna keep swimming because I feel like it's kind of difficult to like you grow up doing something for your
No
entire
one ever
life.
really stops swimming.
Yeah, no, you can't. It's kind of impossible. So yeah, definitely keep swimming. But I think I'm gonna try and like go into like either like sports law or like I'm not really sure because I want to help athletes, but I also want to help Palestinians. And I don't know which field that's gonna be in, but hopefully I'll figure that out soon. Like I feel like just growing up as a Palestinian, like you're just surrounded with like other people who just wanna like despite everything they're going through, they just kind of want to make the most out of it and they want to
Yeah,
like their best foot forward. They want to show people that like their strength, their determination for like resistance and for like the occupation and stuff. Yeah.
it's something that like I think has really become strengthened in the past couple of years because
Yeah.
when everything blew up in October, like in 2023, and like people started talking about it again, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, so this has happened before. Like it's
Yeah.
become this.
That was literally me. Like everyone was coming up to me and was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "You do realize like this is
This has been
absolutely
going
horrible."
on for like 50 years, guy.
Yeah, like we've had like 70
Yeah,
something years of this happening, and now you're asking me if like we're okay. Like, no, because this has happened
yeah.
before multiple times. So it just I'm happy that people are looking at it and they're like asking us questions and they're coming up to us and they're like is how's your family doing, stuff like that. But I think the conversation should have started way sooner.
It does feel different now,
I will say the
which
amount
is
of
a good thing.
protests that have happened, like around Brisbane, around the Gold Coast, like the amount of protests I've attended, it's just, it has gotten way bigger. Like just seeing like local Australian communities come together and just bind together and be like, yeah, we stand with you guys.
Yeah,
Like this shouldn't be happening. This is not like they're basically stripping Palestinians of basic human rights. Like this shouldn't be happening. So it was definitely interesting to see everyone come together and actually like join us.
Like there's people that I personally know who did not know much about it and who were
Yeah.
saying like who were saying I guess wrongful things is the best term I can use. Um but I think like something that I think we as Palestinians sort of have to take on is this duty to like educate ourselves and make
Yeah,
sure
for
that
sure.
when we're talking that we're saying the right things and we're saying factual things.
I feel like it's definitely important, like just all Palestinians everywhere, just keep talking about
Yeah.
it. I feel like
Oh
especially
yeah.
because we live there, so we like the mo I feel like one of the things that we can do is definitely just keep talking about it, keep posting about it, bring eyes on Palestine. I feel like one of the most important things for us, like I ask my grandparents about it all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
so what happened then? Like what you guys do? Like I also ask my parents about it all the time because they had to like, go through it. And it's just like listening to their stories. I'm like, no human being should be going through that.
Do you
Like
still have
ever.
family Bethesda?
Yeah, yeah, I have a couple of people and then we have family below. Come on.
How are the is everybody
Everyone is safe, hopefully. We
it's
get like a
good?
text every once in a while being like, yeah, we're still good,
It's
which
it's
is yeah.
like it's I'll be like going about like my daily life, right?
Yeah.
And it'll just kind of hit me.
Yeah.
It like you I almost feel like this sense of guilt sometimes.
Oh my God, me all the time. I'm like, why do I get the chance to
Yeah.
just like live in a safe environment and they don't? I'm like, it kills me every time.
For me at least, like all of these people who are like, "Oh, Palestinians are so hateful," and I've always been this big believer in like I really want to talk to somebody who disagrees with me or hates me
Yeah.
because it's like I don't think there's anything we can't solve like with words.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if somebody disagrees with me or if somebody hates me just on the basis that I'm Palestinian. I'm like I just want to talk. I want to know why you feel this way. Like I
Yeah.
realize the phrase "I just want to talk" might be a little bit scary coming from because I'm 6'4".
Oh, are
Um,
you?
yeah, like here, I'm tall,
Yeah, okay, might be a little bit scary.
but it's like I wish more and more people were, and I think it's something that people are coming around to. Is just the idea of like if you disagree with someone, just talk to them.
Yeah.
Um, I'm
They
sure
just
you've
really
no,
like focus on the conversation.
I'm sure you've noticed, but I'm very informal.
Yeah, which is good because I was like low-key freaking out before this. I was like, how am I supposed to like, act? But yeah, this is good.
No, I it's like my thing where I'm like I'm informal and it's called the Big Friendly Swim podcast. Like
Yeah.
it's an
I see why
intentionally
it's called
silly
that.
name.
Yeah.
Um but I always want people to like leave having had a good time. Like I want it to be a fun experience.
I feel like it's also like just a good conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like most of my interviews now like are just end up being more of conversations than anything.
Yeah.
Like I've brought people back onto the podcast just cuz I'm like you were fun to talk to. You want to catch up for an hour?
Fair enough.
So this was a question that when I thought of it, I'm like, oh, that's a good question. I was really excited about it. So Yazan El Baweb is another Palestinian record holder for people
Yeah.
who don't know that. He's been to 2 Olympics now. Huge advocate for Palestinian athletes. But there's a quote that he said at the Olympics that I loved. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
like Hall of Fame level athletic quotes. He said, a lot of people don't want us to be here. They don't want to see the flag. They don't want to hear my country's name. They don't want me to exist. They want me to leave, but I'm here. So what do those words mean to you?
Yeah. So I think for one, Yazan is genuinely such a good spokesperson for Palestine
Oh,
and
100%.
holds, like literally every opinion. And I do agree with him on that, that a lot of people don't want us to be here, they don't want us to exist, they don't like the flag, they don't want to see the flag. Um, but personally, I feel like I don't care what people necessarily have to say,
Exactly.
you know? So I feel like as Palestinians, you kind of go into a meet and it's like, yeah, people will be there, but who cares, you know? Like you kind of just have to do your own thing. You have to focus on you. You have to focus on like the Palestinian cause, you know?
But what does it mean for you to like see the flag, see like the logo, see like the swimsuits and the caps?
Yeah.
Any like beyond that, like thinking about like just in the past 2 years, like nearly the entire Palestinian national record book has been rewritten.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering what all of those things mean to you.
So I think it's really great to have Palestinian athletes representing Palestine on an international stage because like I said before, you just bring attention to Palestine, you bring attention to our people, to what they're going through, to basically everything, like our culture. So I think that's definitely important. And I don't think you could like I still think you could do that, but I think having athletes competing internationally shows that and shows I think m mainly just shows that Palestinians do have a voice and we do exist. And yeah, and just like mainly like Palestinian athletes competing internationally, like our existence is part of the resistance. Like us raising the flag at every meet we go to, or like give like just working hard every single day, showing that Palestinians are here and we will continue to fight is also a really good thing. And then just like the records being broken in the past 2 years, I think is genuinely a testimony to how hardworking the athletes are and how hardworking like the Olympic Committee is and like for me like the swimming federation. I think there has definitely been a shift in the past 2, 3 years in how people in Palestine view sport and like how we compete and how like our federations help us out. So yeah.
I think it almost became like this like beacon of hope to just like see these athletes who are doing these great things.
Yeah, well that's what we want. Like all we want to do is just give them like a chance to speak, like a chance to just represent, you know?
Yeah.